Historical writings state that King Daskeliya built a bund across the giant MAHAWELI river by deploying devils and further constructed a canal named Yakabandiyala or the Minipe left bank canal. Later, the canal was further extended to 74 kilometers, which runs along the valley at the base of the Knuckles mountain range and finally reaches the Wasgamur National Park, feeding more than 7,500 hectares of farmlands with MAHAWELI water. Measures were taken to rehabilitate the historic Minipe Anicut and the Left Bank Canal by the Minipe Left Bank Canal Rehabilitation Project of the MAHAWELI Water Security Investment Program under the Ministry of Irrigation with the financial assistance of the Asian Development Bank and the Government of Sri Lanka. The downwards water flow along the left bank canal was often interrupted due to the lack of renovation measures after 1986. Consequently, farmlands at the tail end did not receive sufficient water and some paddy fields were left uncultivated, creating hardship for farmers. Therefore, the issues in the Minipe left bank canal were identified and renovation work was carried out by the project. The 240-meter-long old weir of the Minipe Anicut was 2.3 meters in height. The released water at night after electricity generation from the Ranthabe power plant cannot be held by the old Anicut with its existing capacity. Excess water overflowed along the MAHAWELI river without being used. Therefore, the project raised the Anicut weir by 3.5 meters to increase its water holding capacity. Thus, the volume was doubled to 2 million cubic meters. Accordingly, a large volume of water is stored daily and released into the left bank canal for the adequate supply of water to farmlands under a proper water management schedule.
ජාත්‍යන්තර මට්ටමේ ප්‍රගතීන් වලට අනුව සියලුම ඉදිකිරීම් සිද්ධ කළා තියෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම මිනිපේ අමුණේ ප්‍රධාන සරෝව සහ වැලි සරෝව ඒවා ස්වයංක්‍රීයව පාලනය කිරීමේ හැකි ආකාරය තමයි නිර්මාණය කළා තියෙන්නේ. මෙතන ඉඳලා කිලෝමීටර් 20ක් පමණ ඈතින් තියෙන වාරිමාර්ග දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ කාර්යාලයේ ඉඳලා මෙහි සිදුවන සියලුම දේවල් නිරීක්ෂණය කරන්න පුළුවන් සහ ඒවා පාලනය කිරීමේ හැකියාව තියෙනවා. මේ ව්‍යාපෘතිය අවසන් වීමත් සමග අපිට හැකියාව ලැබිලා තියෙනවා ව්‍යාපාරයේ ජල කළමනාකරණය ඉතාමත්ම හොඳින් සිදු කරන්නට. ඒ අනුව අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා හෙක්ටයාර 7500ක් පමණ මේ ව්‍යාපාරය මගින් පෝෂණය වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පවුල් 15000ක් පමණ එයින් ප්‍රතිලාභ ලබා ගන්නවා. විශේෂයෙන් යල් කන්නේදී සියලුම කෘෂිබිම් වගා කරනවා. ඒ අනුව අපි ව්‍යාපෘතිය එන්නට කලින් තිබුණ වීයස්සන්නට වඩා වැඩි වීයස්සන්නක් මේ වෙනකොටත් ගොවි ජනතාව ලබා ගැනීමෙන් පවතිනවා.
Manually operated canal gates located near the Hasalaka tank were facing operational deficiencies with outdated technology. These were renovated fully and modified as automated gates by setting an attached operational room. Both manual and automatic operations are possible at present after renovation by the project. Many operational gates had been built along the canal bund. Many of these gates were reported with defects and leakages leading to water wastage. As a result, the water volume in the canal was limited. Furthermore, water leakages through frail points of the canal wall were often observed. Other water control structures in the canal were aged and led to frequent operational issues. Therefore, 161 controlling structures along the canal were renovated under the project, and a hassle-free water release from the main canal to farmlands is ensured. There are 8 radial gates in different locations along the canal. These radial gates help to control the water level in the canal and releases excess water during the rainy season to also protect the canal wall. But many issues arose since the gates were not renovated for a long period. High use of labor for gate operations, leakages through gates and water wastage, malfunctioning of gates with aging, and absence of a proper mechanism to inform the public living in downstream areas during an emergency were some of the issues faced in this background. As a result, these gates were renovated in a manner that they can be operated through electricity as well as manually with the use of minimum labor. Sirens have also been placed in each control unit for the emergency announcement to the public. Previously, cross regulators had not been built in the main canal. The project constructed 4 new cross regulators in appropriate locations to increase the water level and the velocity of the water flow. Now, it can supply water to paddy fields located even at the tail end of the canal without any delay with a continuous water flow.
යලකන්නේ ගොවිතැන් කටයුතු සාර්ථක කර ගැනීමේ කටයුත්තත් එක්කලා වනාන්තරයට ගිහිල්ලා ගස් කපාගෙන ඇවිල්ලා අතු කපාගෙන ඇවිල්ලා මේ ස්ථානේ හරස් කරලා පහළට වතුර ගෙනියන වැඩපිළිවෙලක් සකස් කරගන්න සිද්ධ වුණා. මේ මිනිපේ වම්මල සංවර්ධන ව්‍යාපෘතියත් එක්කලා අපේ මේ දුක පිළිබඳව සොයාබල්ලා මේ ස්ථානේ මේ රෙගුලේටර් අපිට ඉදිකල දෙන්නට කටයුතු කරා. මේ වෙද්දී අපේ ගොවි මහත්මීන්ට ඉතාමත් නිවැරදිව ගොවිතැන් කටයුතු කරගන්නට පුළුවන් වටාපිටාවක් මේ ඇල සංවර්ධන කටයුත්තත් එක්කලා සිද්ධ වුණා කියන කාරණේ මේ වෙලාවේ බොහොමත්ම කාරුණිකව සිහිපත් කරන්නට පුළුවන්කමක් තිබෙනවා.
There are 4 aqueducts in stage 1 of the left bank canal. These aqueducts were also fully renovated in a way that keeps the water flow constant until the tail end of the canal. These dilapidated old sluice gates of the canal were not in a proper order and were leaking water without any control. The project restored 30 sluice gates along the canal and refurbished them as a long-term solution to keep better control. Water leakages occurred through many places along the side wall of the canal due to the lack of proper maintenance and renovation for a long period. Some areas of the side walls have collapsed, making it a public risk. 120 locations on the side walls of the 74-kilometer-long canal were completely restored, minimizing water leakages and allowing the smooth flow of water. Many of the causeways in the vicinity of the canal were run down, causing difficulties for public transport on the access roads. Hence, 65 causeways were renovated, enabling smooth water outflow and eased public movement. In addition to the rehabilitation of the main canal, 56 field canals that carry water from the main canal to the paddy fields were also renovated. The rehabilitation activities were carried out through farmer organizations with the project's financial assistance. Now, cultivations are reawakening with the rehabilitation of these field canal systems.
මේ වැව් පහ කියන කොටස ඇත්තටම දුෂ්කර ජලයෙන් ඉතාමත්ම අමාරු කම් තිබුණු ප්‍රදේශයක්. ප්‍රධාන ඇල මාර්ගය ඒ වගේම කෙත්තල සංවර්ධනයටත් විශාල මුදලක් අපිට ලබා දීලා ඇත්තටම අද අපිට කියන්න සන්තෝෂයි. අපි ඉස්සර බොහොම අමාරුවෙන් තමයි මේ ඇලවල් වලින් වතුර ගත්තේ. අද මේ ඇලේ වතුර ඇරියා නම් දවස් 3-4කට පස්සේ තමයි අපිට වැව් පහේ කෙළවර බවට යන්නේ. ඉතින් දැන් බැලුවොත් එහෙම පැය 4ට අගාවතේ තියෙන වැවටත් මේ ජලය යනවා. ඒ අතින් ඇත්තටම දැනට අපිට වතුර ගැන ගොවි මහතුරුන්ට කිසිම ගැටලුවක් නැතුව ගොවිතැන් කටයුතු කරනවා. යන මහ දෙකන්නම
Even though the people living in the vicinity use the canal water for bathing purposes, there were no proper bathing facilities. As a result, many lives have been lost several times. Appropriate locations were selected by the project together with the Ministry of Irrigation and farmer organizations for the construction of bathing sites. Thus, 145 bathing sites were newly built and vested upon the public. The bridges built across the canal, which the farmer communities use daily, were in dire straits. Several rickety bridges collapsed and mobility came to a complete standstill. The project renovated 49 ramshackle bridges and constructed 5 new bridges. 14 rickety buildings of the Ministry of Irrigation, Department of Wildlife and Forest Conservation and the MAHAWELI Authority were refurbished to an optimal level under the project, in addition to the renovation of the Minipe and Left Bank Canal. 2 of these renewed buildings were converted to field inspection units. Furthermore, the project facilitated the overhaul of 4 vehicle parking places belonging to the Ministry of Irrigation in Ashoka. The project, together with the Minipe farming community, completely renovated the 5-kilometer-long feeder canal which encompasses the cascade system in Bogavava, Maraka, Radunna and Malgammana tanks. The renovation of 15 turnouts, 15 subdiversion structures, 3 bathing stations, 3 culverts, 3 drainage canals and a 5-kilometer-long road on the canal bund was also fully renovated and made for use by farming communities.
අපිට දැන් මේ වෙනකොට අපේ වතුර ප්‍රශ්නේ 90%ක්ම විසඳලා තියෙනවා කියන එක කියන්න පුළුවන්. වතුර මිනිපේ ඇනිකට්ටෙන් වතුර මුදාහරින අවස්ථාවේ මේතෙන්ට වතුර එනකොට දවස් 8ක් 9ක් වගේම දැන් මේ කරපු සංවර්ධනෙත් එක්ක දවස් 3ක් 4ක් යනකොට කිලෝමීටර් 76 දුරට එනවා. අපේ තුන්ගිරිය තමයි මගේ ගොවි සංවිධානයේ තුන්ගිරිය වැව තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වැවට වතුර වැටෙනවා. කියන්නේ අවසාන අගාවතම තමයි මගේ ගොවි සංවිධානය තියෙන්නේ.
The project established a mini meteorological center in the Irrigation Engineer's Office of Ashoka, connecting 7 data recording stations with modern equipment for collecting data on a regular basis. Water controlling has now become easier for the Department of Irrigation, and many issues faced by the farmer community have also been resolved since these units provide accurate data on time. This has resulted in the reduction of time, labor and cost, making it more efficient and productive due to quick data collection and processing abilities over the previous manual applications. Upon completion of the canal renovation, the project invested 100 million rupees in providing the Department of Irrigation with machinery and equipment for the operations and maintenance of the canal, and also for its sustainability.
ඉතින් අනාගතයේ උරුමකාරයෝ විදියට අපිට මේ ගැන ගොඩක් සතුටු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මේ කරන ආයෝජනය ගැන අපිට කලින් පරම්පරාව විඳපු දුක් අපිටත් අපේ ඉදිරි පරම්පරාවටත් විඳින්න වෙන්නේ නැති වෙයි කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරනවා.
The chronicles of the Minipe left bank canal, which unfolded with our ancestors, has today been reconstructed and preserved for future generations with the noble wish of protecting this historic monumental marvel that was constructed for the betterment of society.